Hey everybody, welcome to Dent Sports, week number 8 in the National Football League.
Yes, sir.
Pretty stellar games, I guess.
Yeah, this is a review of last week's beauties.
We got lots to talk about and lots of things that we could be. I don't know. Nothing's going to be really too different on it, right?
No, it's going to be the same conversation we have virtually every week.
Yeah, it's just going to be fun and hilarity as usual. Rehash it, run it over again, run it again.
Yeah,
same play.
Yep, same press conference.
Yeah.
It always
we all know what that is. Yeah, exactly.
It's always the same one.
Oh, had a tough team.
So speaking of which, why don't we go ahead and start with the Lions since they had such a stellar showing?
Oh, first game.
Colts.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and get that out of the box.
Let's get this thing kicked off.
Sweet. So 41-21 home loss against the Colts.
Yeah, that seems to be what the norm is. For whatever reason, the Lions can't figure out how to win a home game. I was actually kind of surprised that the game kind of got out of hand like it did. I was actually kind of figuring Detroit would, put up a pretty good tussle with them. I didn't necessarily think that they were going to win the game, but I thought that they would be in it. And this was kind of anticlimactic in that, the game really wasn't in decision at all. I was a little bit surprised. Well, I shouldn't be surprised because nothing they do
is out of the ordinary.
Right. They found ways to lose games for years. I don't know why I should think any differently now. But I was I was hoping, because of recent, and even this game, they got off to the lead early, which is actually a really good sign for us Detroit fans because, in years past, that was always our problem. Can never get off to fast starts. And this year, for whatever reason, we've had the lead in every game that we've played. We were the first team to score. Kudos to them for getting off to a good start in that direction. Hence, why we continue to lose. Now we got records being set for losses. Giving games away.
Yeah.
So, but
at least you didn't do it in the Super Bowl like we do it.
Yeah.
So
10-0
against the Redskins, then give up 35 points in the second quarter, and then lose 42-10, or up 3-0 against the 49ers, and then systematically get blown out of the state 55-10. Come on.
That's good stuff.
Yeah,
it's good.
Do it on the big stage.
Yeah. I wish
you're getting practices. You're getting practice here.
Yeah. I wish we could get to the big stage where we had to worry about that. That's the problem is that we don't ever find ways to get to that big stage.
But no, good showing to put it. Get 20 up on there. That's solid. It's no 35, but
no, exactly.
Doug Williams and Timmy Smith. Who?
Yeah. No, we're climbing in the right direction.
Yeah.
So, but in all honesty, I was kind of, I wasn't shocked that we lost the game because I know the Colts are pretty good. I figured that Phillip Rivers would have had a little more difficulty than he did. I thought, that they would have schemed it a little bit better where they were putting some pressure on him, and but they always seemed to be a step ahead of what Detroit was trying to do with them. So, it's just one of those things. Again, going into the week, it's been a long time since we were, at the very start of the season where we hadn't kicked off, we were actually at a 500 record. So I'm like, hey, 3-3 at this point in the season, that's better than what we usually see.
Exactly.
And even at 3-4, I still, it's livable when we're used to being, 1-5, 1-6, or whatever. So, we do have some wins, and I think the team is playing better. Obviously, last week was a stumbling block. We'll see what this week, brings them. I'm not sure what they're going to do this week. I think the Vikings are kind of on the way back from playing bad to starting to play better. So we'll see. But as far as last week's game goes, to sum it up, too many mistakes. Stafford didn't play horrible. He had a pick six, which is never a good thing. But Still had 3 touchdowns, threw for 250 yards or whatever it was. But the problem is that again, he's putting the ball up damn near 50 times a game.
Mm-hmm.
So that just tells you there's no running game.
Yep.
And they really need to focus on doing that, I think, if they want to have success moving forward. Because if we get into this thing where, every week it's the Matt Stafford show, it's going to be just like every other show. It closes with the ending being bad, that's not to take anything away from Stafford. I still think overall he's a very good quarterback, and he's better than the majority of the quarterbacks in the league now, I think. But again, the recipe has not been good when all we're able to do is throw it.
Yeah. So, no, I mean when they have the leading rusher here on here is 1 carry, 11 yards.
Yeah.
That's that's not bad. Well, the other guy on the other side has 20 carries for 89 yards.
Right.
So you're saying like this going.
When Stafford's your
one-dimensional?
Yeah, when Stafford's your second leading rusher with 10 yards, that's just
you're not going to win games that way.
No, you just can't. And
No.
it seems like we're either most of the time I feel like we're getting out coached. I don't know. That's why it's very difficult to really understand the Lions and what they're even doing. I see strides, at some points. Where they're doing things correctly. Things are looking better. And then the next week they have a game like this where you just say, same old Detroit. Mm-hmm. And we're listening to the same bullshit press conference that we normally listen to. Matt Patricia out there saying, well, we got to do a better job coaching it and got to do a better job. Yeah. People need to make plays. No shit.
Yeah.
And truthfully, it's getting old listening to it.
Yeah. They're just consistent at being inconsistent.
Yeah. And that's what's so frustrating is they got talent enough to beat some of the best teams in this league.
Yeah.
But then they turn around and lose fucking games where it's like, okay, what the hell was that?
Yeah, now they're, because they always have people that are in trade rumors.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like, okay.
That's enough time on the Lions.
I was going to say anything that's with it, but yeah, the big, as even with the preview, I thought, it could be pretty even, and the only thing I thought was the advantage was the bye week. Yep. So I thought it was going to be a pretty close game, but, Rivers shot put it his way around the field. Yep. And again, didn't have any turnovers. Well, Detroit had 2, and then one was a pick 6. So, again, just big momentum shifts, and again, that's how you lose games is the turnover margin usually. And then, like I said, not being balanced without 29 yards, 13 rushing attempts for a whopping 2.2. That's unacceptable. That's not going to be while the other guys are, almost 40 rushing attempts and then almost 120 yards where.
Yeah. No, and that has a big impact on time of possession.
Yeah.
Everything.
Because they're, 14 minutes almost.
Yeah. And you're just not going to perform.
And the defense is out there all day.
Right.
So.
No, exactly. And, I can't even really put it on the defense. It's, it's just poor play calling and poor efficiency.
Yeah.
Not putting themselves in position to have success. And that really comes down to the coaching side of things, in my opinion. I've said all year long and for several years now that they got the talent to play. Mm-hmm. They got plenty of talent, but, it's another thing to actually execute. And, boy, they certainly don't understand that piece of it.
Execution, but I don't know about executing. They know how to execute the fans, but another torture. It looks like Braveheart out there.
No, exactly. Exactly. It's
freedom.
It's a good call.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Speaking of defense out there all the time, let's go to the Bronco game.
Yeah.
Another mirror image. Pretty much getting dominated for, I'd say, almost 3 quarters for what I was watching. Pretty much looked lackluster. Offense had no rhythm. I think they came in at a whopping, 62 yards at halftime. I mean, it was just like, what are you guys doing? And again, it's just sticking the defense out there and let them, take the blows all day and until the offense decides to rear its ugly head out of nowhere. Big thing I think was the resurgence of putting Lindsey actually running the ball in the second half, which was kind of nice. Once he was able to break the 55-yard touchdown, then seemed to get momentum back in their favor. But again, they just weren't utilizing him. I don't know if it was because of the concussion last week, after Sorensen, pretty much ear-holed him. He got fined, but there was no penalty. But Kansas City, what do you expect, right?
See nothing.
Yeah, nothing to see here.
Yeah.
And then Locke, all of a sudden, I don't know where he picked up his swagger out of somewhere. It must have been a little bit of high magic. A little bit of the green stuff, I'm thinking, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe some peyote.
Yeah, something that went on there. Then all of a sudden, he's like, oh, I know how to play this game. And he's hitting people. Some of the throws he was making was like, are you kidding me? And then where was this all the rest of the game? Where he couldn't even,
I think it's because of Lindsey's success that happened.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was total momentum. I think everybody got fired up and everybody wanted to play.
And, once the running game established, then the passing game opens up.
And then, defense pulled out another, key stop when they needed to, picked off, I think, Callahan. Even Fangio said it was, for the years he had him even in Chicago, this was probably his best play ever. Mm-hmm. And he pulled it out there, that night with a pretty good interception. The banged-up receiving corps showed up. Hamilton had a nice catch. Judy had a couple big catches, and then Gordon decided to play on the last drive. Made a couple nice catches out of the backfield and was able to drive it down to get the rookie Hamler with the touchdown in the end zone. The word of the night, I believe, was butt cheeks. I think we had 2 touchdowns with butt cheeks falling into the into the end zone. So 1 cheek equals 2 feet, as the old Madden thing would say. So we use that to perfection.
Yep.
With that, so again, as usual, I think we got helped out tremendously by the Chargers. With them, still don't know how to close out games. I think they joined a dubious group of, I think it's 4 games or something like that, 4 consecutive games with double-digit point leads and blowing them.
Yeah.
Some crazy stat like that. It's I think 16 lead by 16 or more points, and they lost four games in a row. It's like,
well,
okay.
I mean, and the thing is at some point in time, it's going to come down to the coach. I mean, it's the coach's head's going to be on a platter here in a few days if he doesn't figure it out.
Yeah.
Because I think everybody thought that they had the talent to be contending for the division, and they were sitting at the bottom.
Yeah.
And it's not looking good. Taking nothing away from Denver beating them, just meaning that what's supposed to be happening and what's happening are 2 different things. And I really don't put that on Herbert. I think he's played about as well as you can ask a rookie to play.
No,
between him and Burrow, there's not too much going wrong in those 2 spots.
No.
Those guys have way, in my opinion, over exceeded expectation. They played better than what they're, than I would have thought they would have. Especially in Burrow's case.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, in this one, I just don't know. Lynn's a good coach, and he's done a great job there. It's just, I just don't know, what they need to do to fix it. In this one again, same thing. Bosa goes out with a concussion, so you're like, okay, there goes most of your pass rush. It's like us losing Vaughn. It's like, oh, okay, So that's going to change the defense. So they were able to capitalize on that. So like I said, this one was a total backup, throw and reverse win. There wasn't anything that was of outstanding of what we did. Except that we just kept playing and they had the moxie to keep playing for the win.
Yep.
And that's the only thing that you can say that was kind of like the check in the box. But everything else was just, it was just total garbage up until the end of the game. It was just the ugly one of those weird Mile High Magic wins.
I mean, to me, it would really be interesting, and it will be interesting at some point when Denver is actually healthy. Now, they're not going to see their main receiver back this year at all, right? He's done.
Nope.
I mean, Von Miller's out for the year.
Yep.
But, I mean, when it all comes together, even if it's just next year, I mean, because you almost have to look at that, you know. It will be really interesting, I think, though, when they finally are healthy. Because, I mean, these guys that are getting a chance to play right now, like Hamler and some of these guys, they're only going to get better. And they're gaining confidence by being out there. And, I mean, I think the one thing that's been proven is they need Lindsey. You know?
Yeah.
And
I hope they don't let him go. That's all I'm hoping. But
no,
we'll see.
exactly. It was kind of, you know, those things where sometimes you got to pay the guy. It's worth paying him. I mean, Lindsey is obviously a difference maker, and when he gets his hands on the football, it's capable of going the whole way. And I mean, he's got that Barry Sanders type quality about him where he can take us going nowhere play and turn it into something huge. So I mean,
he did the same thing. Watching him up at Boulder. It's the same. He's doing the same thing he did on Saturdays. He's doing on Sundays now, and it's just awesome to see. And then, like I said, I mean, it's just a good story for a hometown kid. I mean, I don't think, you know. Again, just hopefully John pays him.
No, exactly. I mean, and I realize, you know, cap situations and stuff are sometimes difficult, and you got to value what, you know.
Well, again, you know how I feel. It's another thing. Okay, we brought in Gordon. What has he done? Besides get a DUI. I mean, he's played decent and he's done some things, but his production, I'd still say Lindsey's the number one. Yeah, in my book.
No, I would totally agree. Totally agree. You know, I mean, he's been a little on the disappointing side, if anything. But with that being said, I mean, he's a lot better than most backups that you're gonna find. Yeah, and that's for sure. But you know, overall, though, I mean, I think, you know, to, you know, put a bow on it for the Broncos, I mean, I thought it was a very nice win for them. Again, you know, with the beginning of the year, we're talking about, you know, tanking for Trevor, and now all of a sudden they're right back in the smack of things. Which is nice to see. I mean, that shows a lot of heart. Fangio's got them, you know, doing something right. Yeah. And I mean, amongst all the injuries and stuff, to be playing as competitive as they are, it's pretty encouraging. I'm happy to see it for you, especially.
Yeah. No, I mean, like I said, it's great, and like I said, I know our 4 losses have been against divisional leaders. Yeah. So again, this, like I said, I think in one of our videos that this was a must-win. I think they needed to win it if they want to have any hope of trying to get into a contention for something. So again, now I think most of our you know, harder games, I mean, there's still ones, you know, divisional games, and I think there was a Buffalo game and something that's in there, but you know, as far as like, you know, the prime time, you know, the Tennessees, the Pittsburgh, the Tampa Bays, you know, in our case he's in course, but is left, and so I think we'll be able to hopefully eke out, you know, some wins here along the way here, and we'll see what they can do. But again, just, you know, one at a time.
It's a week to week.
Especially with this team. I mean, I'm like, hey, kid, you know, put a quarter in. Okay, now let's put the other 3 and see what we can do.
Now tomorrow is the deadline, the trade deadline as well, right? So it'd be interesting to see if you know, either your team or my team make any more moves. Yeah.
I think it sounds like for us, it sounds like it's pretty mute, unless there's something out of the woodwork comes out of. But it sounds like it's pretty quiet on ours. I know you guys got Galladay. Sounds like it's there's a lot of words, a lot of stuff going on, but that's. I'm just saying that you have more action, but it could be potential to coming in tomorrow, because that's been, you know, the rumor mill here in the last day or so. So. But hopefully, for your guys' sake, that there's nothing with that, and they can keep him, because he's a hell of a player, and it would suck to see him go somewhere else.
Yeah, no, I mean, in my opinion, one of the top receivers in the game.
And again,
right now.
you know what? If the guy's disgruntled, he's disgruntled. Well, he has every reason to be disgruntled. I mean, look at the crap that he has had to gone through. Up to this point where it's just like, you know what? You guys don't throw it to me. You guys don't do this, but all I do is ball out.
Yep.
All the time. And
when he's on the field, he's an impact player.
Yeah.
Without question. So
Yeah.
I definitely agree. I certainly hope that Detroit's smart enough to do what they need to do to pay him and keep him. Because I think moving forward, he's definitely a piece of the puzzle that should be in place.
Mm-hmm.
Let him go.
He's definitely not a problem child, and hasn't been. And every time he's out there, he, like you said, he balls out.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we'll see what happens. Looking forward to, all this election stuff being over with, where we can just focus on things like football.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll probably be in the preview video for next week. We'll probably still be talking about it.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly.
How that goes. So we'll see what happens.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining. Remember to click on the subscribe button. Add any comments. We'll ignore them. No, just kidding.
Doesn't matter what you send us. We learned that from our pal Bryson over there on the Tuned In Sports videos.
Yeah, we don't give a rip. Keep drinking. You'll be fine. It's all good. So, thanks for spending time with us, and we will talk to you for Week 9 preview.
Yep.
Stay safe, everybody.
Good night.